Oh, my cat. Nice. All right. Why am I like nervous? Like I've made multiple videos in my life. I don't know why I'm feeling like anxious about this. Maybe because I never thought that I would make this in my whole life. Yes, I set this up back here. You like that? The face is actually an ironing board. It just looked like not that good. So I was like, let me put Taylor's face over it. Relevant. This is gonna be my experience meeting Taylor Swift. What? So I'm just gonna go over like the whole weekend at Gillette, because the series of events that happened leading up to meeting Taylor, it was crazy. So it was like all planned out perfectly, which it wasn't planned, but you know what I mean. I go to Gillette every time Taylor goes on tour. I go every time that she's there, like every night. So Fearless, I was there one night. Speak Now, I was there both nights. Red, I was there both nights. And 1989, I was there both nights. And then Reputation, she decided to have 3 nights. Thank you so much, Taylor. So when she announced 3, I was like, all right, I'm going to all 3. Obviously, I can't break my streak now. So I used all my savings to buy these tickets. And I told Amy, I was like, so I'm gonna go to all 3 nights of Taylor at Gillette. And I was like, do you want to come or do you want me to like find somebody else? Because she's not a huge concert person, so I didn't want to drag her, especially Taylor Swift. It's like a huge deal. Like we have to get there a little bit early. So it's like she needs to be dedicated to going to all 3 nights in a row. And it's exhausting for me, and I love concerts, and especially Taylor Swift, forget it. But like it takes a lot out of me, so I just wanted to make sure that she was going to be able to do it. And she was like, well, like, what if you meet her? Like, I want to be there with you if you meet her. And I was like, okay. I'm not going to meet her, but okay. So we were planning for the longest time. She was coming with me to all 3 nights and Chicago. So she also came to 4 shows. Best Girlfriend Award. So we made shirts for Chicago, and it was, mine said, I'm insane, but I'm your baby. And hers said, she's insane, but she's my baby. And it was super simple. But she said, she was like, for Gillette, since we only have to drive there and it takes like an hour, she was like, I will dress up as whatever you want. I'll paint my entire body. She's like, I'll do anything if it means that you get to meet Taylor. And I was like, oh, best girlfriend ever. So if you don't know, so I dressed up as Taylor when she like rides the catacorn, and I had the rainbow sweater, but I wore it around my waist because it was super hot, so I wasn't about to wear a sweater. So I bought a jumper top tank that had a rainbow across, and I wore that with the shorts. I ordered some shorts, and Amy got me a little satchel, and then she spray painted it gold for me. And then I got shoes. They were white, but I like spray painted them blue. So I was dressed as Taylor, and Amy said that she would dress as the catacorn. So she made the hat that she was wearing. It had ears on it. She painted the horn. She put the horn on. She was wearing a cat shirt, light pink shorts, and a tail, a rainbow belt. And then she let me put a nose and whiskers on her face to be a cat. So literally the best girlfriend ever. And like, mind you, she wore this outfit the first night, the second night, and the third night. Okay, we went to the laundromat and we we washed our clothes. Okay, so we get there on July 26th, 2018, and we were dressed up, and the amount of people that recognized us from Twitter was so overwhelming. Like, I knew that a lot of people were gonna recognize us because I got a lot more attention on this, like my pinned tweet, and like the amount of support and help that I got was so humbling and like overwhelming, and like in the best way. I never in a million years expected to get as much support as I did and as I do now as well. So thank you guys. I literally love everybody. And so we get there and everyone recognized us, and I was like, oh my God. It's like, this is so much. And I love meeting new people. Every person that came up to me, if I didn't recognize them or if I didn't know their name, I would just be like, yes, okay, what's your name? And I gave every single person I met a hug. I love meeting people, and I wish that I could have met even more of you, because I know some people tweeted or direct messaged me and was like, oh, I saw you, but I was too scared to say anything. And I'm like, why? I mean, I know it's a little bit scary to like see people who you talk to online or just see online and then you see them in person. It's weird, because I have felt the same way about going up to other people, but like, I love meeting everybody. So next tour, if I didn't meet you, or even if I did, can't wait to see you again. So we go to our seats, and then I realized that we're 10 rows from barricade. And mind you, 10 rows is not a lot. Like, I had to take maybe 3 big steps and I was at barricade. So we're sitting there, and I'm on an aisle too, because I made sure to get aisle seats. And I was like, do you mean that I have a chance to touch her hand? So I was freaking out. I was like, this is going to be amazing. So we're at our seats. We took some pictures in front of the stage, and I posted 2 of the pictures, and I was like, we're here, whatever, like, we're ready. We're ready for it. See what I did there? Also had never experienced this tour from the floor, because in Chicago we had nosebleeds. Mind you, no matter where you sit at the Reputation Stadium tour, the seats are A+. So don't get discouraged if all you can afford is nosebleeds, because the view is unlike anything I've ever seen in my whole life. So highly recommend just going. Doesn't matter where you sit. So we were on the floor, so close to barricade, and I was like, oh my God. Like, I'm like, no matter what, she's gonna walk by and I'm gonna be really close. But like, seeing her that close was so, like, I was like, I need to say like one more time. But I was mind blown. I was like, I cannot believe that this is gonna happen. Oh my God. Okay, so I checked my Twitter, and like, I saw a couple replies that was like Brie in big letters, and I was just, I didn't think anything of it. I was like, oh, okay, yeah, that's me. And so after a little while, I went on and I like clicked Brie and like that one, and then I like scrolled up and I was like, excuse me, what? And Taylor Nation replied to the pictures that I posted of me and Amy at the stadium in front of the stage. So I literally started sobbing, ugly crying. And Amy was like, what? And I was like, Taylor didn't reply to us, they know that we're here. I was like, they know that I'm here, but it's not like, I didn't cry because I thought that I was gonna meet her. I was crying because I was like, I did not expect any sort of recognition from Taylor Nation at all. Like, I didn't post it with hopes that they would see it. I was just posting it to be like, hey, we're here, can't wait to see you. So it was like, I was shocked. And so yeah, I cried for probably like 5 full minutes. So I was like, oh my God, they replied, what's happening? And then it was time for Taylor, and I was like, I was so pumped, and I was sweating after Ready for It. Like, I was like, how am I supposed to get through the rest of this show? So like, going hard, whatever. And then right before King of My Heart, I turned around. Don't ask me why I turned around, but I turned around and I saw that they were setting up they were like closing off the barricade. So my ass ran to the barricade. We got to barricade, but there were already people there. So I was like behind. So the people who are on barricade, I was right behind them. So a bunch of people were coming up being like, I have to go to the bathroom, I have to go to the bathroom. And I'm like, Taylor Swift is on stage, pee your pants. Taylor comes over, she's singing Delicate, and lands on the stage, does Shake It Off, does Dancing with Her Hands Tied, and then does the surprise song, which she did 22, which is fine because I'm 22. But I heard it in Chicago, night 2. But I mean, whatever, because like I can now say that I saw Taylor Swift in 2018 singing 22 twice while I'm 22, and I met her while I'm 22. Sounds really fake. And then she's about to come down, okay? And I'm almost, so she's all the way over here, and I'm like almost at the end of the other barricade. It's like 2/3 of the way down. So I'm like, oh, what if she like doesn't touch my hand? I'm like, whatever, at least I'll see her like super up close. So she's coming down. I have like a full 1.5 minute video of her walking. And so I wasn't watching my phone at all. I was just holding it up just so I could get it, like her walking by, but I was like looking at her. So I see her coming down and I'm like, oh my God. I'm like, she's getting so close. I'm like, I see the sparkly green jacket. I cannot believe this is about to happen. So she's walking. And then I just stick my hand over the people in front of me. And this is still shocking. So I just stick my hand in. So it's like these 2 people are here and their heads are here. And I just like put it here. And I was just holding it out. And I was like, oh my God. And then she comes and all of a sudden, I feel something. And she's literally gripping my hand. Okay. So we're holding hands so tight. And I'm like, it takes me like 3 seconds. And I'm like, oh my God. I'm like, she's still holding my hand. So I like tilt my phone down to get a shot of literally like us holding hands. What? And she wouldn't let go. Like I was squeezing so tight and she was squeezing just as tight. And I was like, what? So we're holding hands. And so I finally point the camera down. Like, I'm not kidding. It was like a full 7 seconds that we were holding hands. The video's like 2.5 seconds, but I didn't even get the whole thing. It was insane. So I'm holding it and I'm like, holy shit. So then I like point it down and you can see us holding hands. And then the security guard puts his hand on my hand and rips our hands apart. And I'm like, she didn't want to let go either. So So then right after that, I turn around because I want to go right back to my seats because I'm freaking out. And I turned to Amy and I was like, she just hold my hand for like 7 seconds. And so I'm sobbing again. This is the second time that I've sobbed in the day. So cool. Thank you. The power of Taylor Nation and Taylor Swift. So we get back to our seats and there's random people in our row. And I'm like, whatever. Everyone's standing on chairs. So I'm like, yes, she's about to sing Blank Space. I'm still sobbing. So I get up on the chair and I'm trying to record Blank Space and then I'm just crying. So I literally get like 2-3 second videos because I'm like, I start recording and then I'm like, oh, she's right there. So I like stopped it. Like a second later, I'm like, oh, but I really want this song and I'm still sobbing. So then I take it down because I'm like, I just want to watch her. I was so in the moment that I was like, I don't care about my phone. Like I literally just held Taylor Swift's hand for like 7 seconds. So my life is complete. Thank you. So I'm like, wow, I can't believe that just happened. So I cried for like a good while after that. So that's it. Had a great time. I was like, I can't believe Taylor Swift held my hand for so long. Thank you so much. I posted pictures. I posted the video. Highlight of my life. God bless. Next day, okay, round 2. We get to the stadium 3:30 or so. And so we're just hanging out. We're meeting more people. I met so many people. I'm not like, I can't say this enough. Like I'm so happy with the amount of people that I met. And we're just hanging out and then the doors open and we waited like 15 minutes. So it was like 5:15. So we go in and I'm like, let's go see where our seats are. These are great seats. And I'm like, oh, let me just, my stomach literally just did a flip because I know what I'm about to say. So I'm like, all right, let me just check Twitter. So I'm in like a bunch of group chats on Twitter too. So I always have DM notifications. So I always click them and I like, sometimes I skim through them. I'm very sorry, but it's so much to keep up with that I just wanted to get rid of the notification. So I clicked on Twitter and then I was like, all right. So I went through some of my notifications and I clicked the DM and I saw the magic words. Confidential message. What? So it threw me off because they didn't do the stars in my messages that they usually do, like the 3 stars, confidential message, and then the stars. So I was like, I didn't even say anything at first. Like, I was looking at it and I was like, so I clicked out of the direct message, went to my profile to make sure I was signed into my profile because I was like, are you sure this is my account? And so then I click the direct message, I click it open, I click Taylor Nation's thing, like their profile too, and I'm like, let me make sure this is Taylor Nation. So then I do all of that within the span of like 4 seconds, and I start freaking out. I literally looked at Amy and I like think I started saying like, oh my god, oh my god, oh my god, and I was like, and then I started crying. Like I was like hyperventilating, ugly crying, and Amy was like, wait, hold on. Oh, it's okay, it's okay. I have to get my phone, because she like wanted to make a video. Thank you for making a video though, because people like to see reactions. So she got it out. So you guys didn't even see like the first 15-20 seconds. I was like texting it or whatever, messaging it, like writing down everything that they asked for, and I literally was like, it's been 11 minutes, they're not gonna like me. So I'll actually attach that right here so you can like see what I'm talking about.
Oh my god, it's been 11 minutes. They're not gonna like me.
So that happened. She recorded it. The video, like the original video, is like 6.5 minutes long. So from the time I replied to the message to getting off of the phone with Taylor Nation, it literally was only 6.5 minutes. So it was super quick. Like, they were on their game, and I was like, thank you so much. So I gave them my information. I like go up the stairs. I'm literally freaking out. Like, if anybody watched my reaction video, freaking out. I'll put the link to it, like to the tweet with the reaction video, in the description so that you guys can see it if you haven't. It's pretty ugly, so I'm sorry. So yeah, it was like surreal. Like, I am still, like, I think about it every day, and like I'm still so shocked that I got a DM, because like I obviously saw people get DMs all the time, like on Twitter and whatever, but I was like, I will never get a DM. Like, I don't think that I'm popular enough. I don't think, and like I know small accounts have been getting DMs too, but like I just never in a million years thought that it would happen to me. And I still don't think that it happened to me. I still think it was all fake and it was somebody else. Weird. I got off the phone and I was like, it's tomorrow. So I actually was relieved that it was the next day, just so I had like 24 hours to process. But then when the 24 hours started where I couldn't tell anybody, it was like the feeling, like I did not sleep Friday night at all. And like the feeling that I had, I just felt, I don't want to say guilty, but like a little bit. And I just was so anxious and like nervous and excited, like so many emotions into one. Like, I've never felt that way in my whole life. So yeah, so the show that night was like amazing, because I just kept watching her, being like, I'm literally meeting her tomorrow. Like, I'm gonna be in her presence. She's gonna be literally in my face. Like, it all is very fake. I was like, I cannot believe that this is my reality right now. It didn't sink in for a long time. I was like, I don't think this is actually happening. And it was. So the show is happening, whatever. And then she decides to do Change for her surprise song. And I was like, what? I never, ever, ever thought that she would sing Change. So I sang along, and there was one part that I was singing where you hear the change in my voice, because I shout it because I realize what the next line is going to be while I'm singing. And it was the moment that I realized that I was actually going to meet somebody that I've loved for 12 years of my life, which is more than half of my life. I was finally going to come face to face with her. It was the weirdest and most surreal and amazing moment that I've had ever. So I actually feel like I'm gonna cry. So then the concert's over and I'm like, all right, so the next time I see Taylor on stage, I would have met her. What? Hold on. Hold the phone, Joan. So we go back to the hotel and I'm like, we're meeting Taylor Swift tomorrow. Like, Taylor Swift, we're meeting her tomorrow. Like, in less than 24 hours, we're going to be meeting Taylor Swift. It, like, yeah. It's still so surreal, and I'm going to keep saying it. I know I've probably said that so many times, but it's like, it's mind-blowing. Going to sleep that night, forget it. I did not sleep. Every time somebody tweeted at me or tagged Taylor and Taylor Nation in my tweet or anything, my stomach fell out of my butt. Like, I'm not kidding. Every single time. And it was so much because so many people were rooting for me. It still warms my heart. I still love every single one of you. I'm still shocked. So, yeah. So every time I went on Twitter, my stomach dropped. I was like, I want to shout so loud, thank you so much, because it's because of all of you that I'm meeting Taylor Swift right now. Like, so yeah. So all night I was tossing and turning. I was so nauseous. My stomach just felt so weird. So get up the next morning, we go and wash our clothes at the laundromat, and I went and I bought a notebook and I bought a card and I wrote the letter that I've been writing in my head for so many years. Finally, I wrote it down on paper. Because I was like, when I meet her, I'm 1,000% gonna forget to tell her probably a bunch of things, which is very true, that happened. So I wrote everything. It was like a 3-page letter. I folded it up, put it in this cute-ass card that I got, by the way, and I'm very sad that I didn't take a picture of it. Amy was like, oh, you want to go to breakfast while our laundry washes? And I'm like, I'm meeting Taylor Swift today. I'm not hungry. But we went to breakfast. Like, I love to eat. Like, I eat a lot and, like, big portions of food. Like, I love eating. And I ate maybe 1/4 of my food. I was like, yeah. I felt so weird. Like, I was like, I can't eat. We get back to the hotel. We get dressed. We get on our shuttle that brings us to the stadium. We get there, and it was maybe like 3:30 max. And we couldn't go to Will Call until 4, like between 4 and 5. So we go in the Patriots store, and we're walking around, and we're just looking at everything. And we're looking at hats, because Amy loves hats. And I'm literally just walking around, and I feel like I'm going to throw up. Like, I'm like, oh my God. Like, at this point, all I want is to go get the paper so that I can tell everybody. And then once I tell everybody, I'll feel like a little bit better. But it's just the fact that I could not tell anybody, like, on Twitter. And then, like, seeing people that I know, like, it was too much. Like, I did not want to hide it anymore. And it was only 24 hours. Like, those of you who have gotten DMs, like, days or even, like, a week prior, I give you so much credit and props, because 24 hours was so hard for me. We go to Will Call, and we go up to the window, and I'm like, Taylor Nation sent me here. I'm here for my paper. And they were like, the guy was like,
yeah, that won't be ready till 5 or 5:30.
I'm like, that's a fat lie, because they said between 4 and 5, and there's no way that it would be 5 or 5:30, but thanks for your service, sir. So we stepped away. We waited probably like 5 minutes, and I like turned around, and I saw this girl go up, and I knew that she was there to get it. So I just went behind her, and I went to the window that she went to, and the guy was super nice, and he's like, oh yeah, what's your name? So like I gave it to him, whatever, gave him my info, and then he gave me the thing. And I was like, thank you, sir. So I open it. I've not made a shadow box yet because I suck, and I'm just like, I still feels fake. So yes, I have my bag of stuff here. But I open it, and this is what I see. And like, I knew that this is what it was going to be, but like actually getting it and like reading it, and it's like, Dear Foxborough Guest, aka me, fake. So I'm like, Like, I could not believe that this is mine.
Like, this is mine. And it's like...
It's so crazy that this is actually mine. Like, I see people on Twitter all the time with these, and I'm like, oh, that's so cool, but like fake. Nope, it's real because I literally have one. Like, I'm still genuinely shocked, and like, it's insane. Like, today is actually 2 weeks since I got the DM. What? And tomorrow will be 2 weeks since I met her. 2 weeks since I got this. Are you sure that that was me? Because took my picture and I was like, can't believe this is happening. And then I posted on Twitter and literally blew up. Like, I got so much attention right away. I actually had to shut off my notifications. And I love you guys so much. It like warms my entire soul. And so I didn't even go through my mentions, like the comments underneath the picture that I have with this, until almost a week after, maybe like 4 days after meeting her, because it was so much. But like, this video is actually going to be about how much I love you guys. So love you guys. So got this.
Can't believe it. Shocked.
And so as soon as they open, I obviously want to literally sprint to the section that they want us to meet at. So I sprint there when the gates open, so excited. And I'm like, I can't believe this is happening.
Now we're going to meet Taylor.
This video is so long. I'm really sorry. Only one person, I think, went by themselves in my pre-show. But everyone else either brought someone with them, or like there was one group that was probably like 6 of them. They all went together. So there was only 7 groups. We're all waiting to go backstage, and there's a guy from Taylor Nation with like a list of our names. And he's like, oh, what's your name? What's your name? What's your name? So I told him my name, and I was like, and I have Amy with me. And like, at first I looked at the list, and it, like, I didn't see Amy's name, and my stomach literally fell out of my butt. And I was like, because I was like planning to have her there for support this whole time. Like, if I ever met her, well, like, since we've been together, we've always said if I ever met her, like, she wants to be there with me. So he found her name, found my name, checked it off, and now we're there, and we're like, oh my God, can't believe this is happening. So we're waiting there, and it felt like forever. It was probably 5 minutes, but it felt like an hour that we were just standing there waiting. And my hair is like frizzy that day. I was so upset. I was like, why is my hair looking like this today? Like, out of all days, you choose today. So like, I felt like my eyes were red. Like, I just felt not good. So I was like, all right, can we please go in? Because I know that rep room is like air conditioned. So I was like, all right, where are we going so I can make myself look presentable? So we're all there, and then we all get led back. So we go in, and we go around this corner, and there's like a bunch of high top tables, and they're like, all right, leave all of your stuff on the table, whatever. I'm like, okay. And then we go around the corner, and what I literally have always dreamed of since she announced the Reputation Stadium tour, because like, I obviously wanted like to go to the Tea Party or Club Red or Loft 89. Like, I wanted to go to all of it, but then they announced rep room for Reputation Stadium tour, and I was like, imagine being in there. And I literally turned the corner, and there it is, and I'm about to go in it. What? So we go in, and I'm like, oh my God, like, this is real right now. Like, I'm actually entering rep room. It's amazing. So I'm like, there's probably like 5 Polaroid cameras, so everyone pretty much got to use their own. And so we took pictures, and it was great. And then someone comes out and is like, all right, let's line up. And I heard the one and only Taylor Swift behind this curtain. Like, I heard her talking. I was like, this is really about to happen, isn't it? So we all line up, and I'm shaking. Like, I kept looking at my watch, and I was like, my heart rate's 103, and it was. And then it went up to 107. And like, mind you, my resting heart rate is like 52. So yeah. And so me and Amy are second to last in line. So the first 5 groups go, and it's like almost my turn, and I'm like, I'm like jacking myself up, and like Amy's standing there and she's like swaying and like shaking her hands like me, and I'm like, are you nervous? She's like, yeah, I'm nervous. Like, I'm about to meet Taylor Swift. So it's like, I can't believe this is about to happen. So then, here's the part that everyone's been waiting for. Sorry. We're standing there and we're waiting for it to be our turn, and I see them take the picture. Like, I see the flash and I'm like, oh my God. I was like, that means that it's almost our turn because they just took a picture and whatever. So I'm standing there and I'm like, all right. I'm pumped, can't wait. So I like, and I don't even feel like I'm about to cry, which is like the weirdest thing, because I always said that if I ever met Taylor Swift, I would like sob and literally look disgusting for our photo, because I'd be sobbing and like I wouldn't even be able to like get any words out. But people aren't kidding when they say that you just like, you enter a room with Taylor Swift and like everything is fine. It's like, it's the weirdest thing, and it's like so comforting, and yeah, it's something that I really truly hope everybody gets to experience once in their lives, because it's unlike anything I've ever experienced. So she opens the curtain, and like, she's so tall. I mean, she's like 5'11", and like, she looks tall, but at the same time, when you're with her, she also just looks so small. It's weird because she's, yeah, it's so weird. They open the curtain, and she's not even like looking out yet. She's actually like looking to the side, and then I don't think she realized that the curtain was open yet for like someone else to come in. So she's like looking to the side, and then like I threw my hands up and I was like, I can't believe this is happening. I said it way louder than that. And
It's like I was slow motion running.
And she was probably 2 feet in front of me. So I didn't need to run, but I ran. And I leapt into her arms and I hugged her so tight. And I was like, I love you so much. And she did her stupid, cute little bean giggle. And she was like, I love you. Excuse me? Did you just tell me that you loved me? So I was like, oh my God, like sweating. So then I like walk in and I like stand to the side. So she gives Amy a hug and she's like, oh my God, love your outfits, whatever. And I'm like, I love you. So I'm like, my mind was racing so much, and like, I wanted to like just word vomit into her, but like, I got some things out, but like there's a big chunk that I didn't get to say. She looked at us and she's like, hey, she's like, it looks like we actually all got ready together today, because she was wearing the purple tie-dye catacorn shirt and Amy was a catacorn, and then like rainbows. And so it was amazing. And I looked at her, I'm like, well, we did. So we did get ready together today. She does this thing where like she'll be standing there and she'll just like step back and laugh, and like her body just like does this thing where it's so cute. It's like she goes, it's like, oh, I just love her so much. So I was like, I don't think I looked at her enough. Like, I was looking at her, but then I'd like look like this, and like I looked back up. It's like, because it was so surreal. I had like, I'm still shocked that I was even in the presence of Taylor Swift. So I was like, I've been to every Gillette show, whatever. And then she was like, and she started like counting on her hands, and she was like, that's 10 tonight. Like 10 shows at Gillette, counting the one that she was about to do. And I was like, I know. And so like she gave me a big high five, and then like, so we like high fived, but then we like held it for a second. And it just brought me back to Gillette night 1, where we held hands in the barricade. And like, I wanted to say that. I wanted to be like, so I was actually content with holding your hand for like 7 seconds at barricade the other night. But it like, right over my head. I didn't say that. I wish I did. I was like, oh, and by the way, I was like, we were also at Chicago Night 2. And I was like, and it was like the gayest show ever. Thank you so much, because of the Pride speech. And she was like, yeah, that's true. And then she's like,
but every show is pretty gay.
what? Literally my like gay heart exploded. Thank you, Taylor. Taylor loves the gays. Like, we all just laughed and it was so cute. I was like, oh, by the way, my name is Bree. I just didn't want to not tell you my name because that was like one of the, like, I just started rambling. I literally was like, oh, by the way, my name's Bree. I didn't want to like forget to tell you that, whatever, blah, 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 blah. And I like started going on about my name. Like, Bree, shut up. I said something else that I'm not going to share right now. It's nothing bad or anything. I feel like what I ended up saying wasn't a full part of my plan. Like, it was kind of like a joke right before we went in. I was like, oh, we should tell her about this, blah, blah, blah. But then, like, it actually happened. Like, I actually did tell her. So that part of the conversation was actually such a big chunk of the experience meeting her. So it's like, I'll be able to tell that part later, like maybe in like a couple months or something. But she was so cute. And so then I like told her that, whatever. And then she's like, oh, can I get a picture with you? And I was like, so she like starts like going like this to like figure out what to do. And I was like, okay. So ever since me and Amy got together, it's been like 3.5 years, almost 4 years. She always said that she wanted to be there with me if I ever met Taylor Swift, because Taylor Swift is such a huge part of my life. She wanted to be there if I ever literally got to meet the person who's such a big part of my life. So we always would make a joke being like, oh, what if we got chosen to meet her or whatever? Like, Amy would just stand to the side and then I would like be hugging her and Amy would like be in the background. And it was like this joke that we had for such a long time. And then when we found out that we were meeting her, we were like, yes, we're doing this pose. Like, we've literally been talking about it as if it was a reality for so long. Like, of course we're going to do this. And Rep Room actually ended up being way smaller than we thought. So instead of her, because we literally had a plan for her to be like in the distance to the side, like back here to like look a little bit smaller, and then like me and Taylor up here. But it ended up being Amy was right next to Taylor, and then like me and Taylor were hugging. And so we were like, so I like looked at Taylor and I was like, so we've always had this planned, like Amy would stand here and then like you would hug me, because like I've waited so long and whatever. And I've loved you for so long and whatever. So, and Amy was like, yeah, like we've had this, like it's been a plan. We said it in a way that was like, yeah, we just like want to be able to crop Amy out. And like, it was, then we like laughed. And then she was like, oh, well, I could like put my arm around you and then like put my arm around her, but like lean on you. And I was like, no, sorry. And she like looked at me and then she like giggled. And then like me and Amy were like, yeah, no, like this is what we've had planned for so long. Like this is the pose that we came in expecting and like hoping to do. And Taylor was like, okay. So then she like hugged me and she looked at Jackson. So she like hugged me and she turns to Amy and she's like, you can put your arm around me. So she like put her arm around her. You can't really tell in the picture, but she like put her arm around her and it was so cute. And then so we took our picture and I like hugged her and I was like, thank you so much. And then Amy gave her a hug. And then like, I really regret, I walked out so fast because I was like so overwhelmed and I was like, okay, we just took the picture, like now we have to leave. So like I gave her a hug and like I just started walking out because I started crying. Like as soon as I walked out, I started crying. And so like I regret not turning around and like looking at her one last time and like waving. And then she like shouted something at us and then I won't say, but she shouted and it was so cute. And so she like went like this to Amy's shoulder. That's what Amy told me. She's like, she squeezed my shoulder when I was leaving. And I was like, oh my God. So then, yeah, so I regret not turning around and looking, but I did hear her shout because it like I was still right there. So we left and then I started sobbing. I was like, I cannot believe that that just happened. And I'm like, I'm still shocked. Like I met Taylor Swift and I still can't believe it. And yeah, I truly hope that everybody gets to have their moment with her, because it was the best moment of my entire life. And just like the whole weekend, like getting a reply from Taylor Nation and then holding her hand and being so close, and then like crying about that, and then getting a direct message on Friday, and then seeing the show knowing that I'm gonna meet her, and having her sing Change, and having a moment where I'm realizing that I'm actually gonna meet her after 12 years, and then telling everybody that I'm gonna meet her, and then actually going and meeting her, and then experiencing the show right after meeting her. Like it literally like was the perfect weekend, and I wouldn't change a thing. Like, yeah, I'm just so shocked. So I still can't believe that it happened, and I'm so happy. And yeah, I don't know why I was chosen. I still don't know what made Taylor or Taylor Nation or whoever choose me, but I feel so grateful and thankful for everyone who helped me on Twitter, and for the most amazing girlfriend ever for letting me have my moment and just wanting to be there with me and dressing up for me, and literally in a ridiculous costume, and doing it 3 days in a row. And I feel very lucky with everything, and I'm very thankful. So that was my experience meeting Taylor Swift. If you watch this whole video, thank you so much. It's so long, and yeah, I am just very happy. And yeah, just have fun, and if it happens to you, then great, and if it doesn't, that's still great, because Taylor Swift is 28 years old. She loves us. She went on a break and she needed it, but she has made it clear that she loves spending time with us and touring and releasing new music. And so like, she's not going anywhere for a long time. So even if you don't meet her this era or next era or the one after that, she's a person and she's not going anywhere, and she's going to meet as many of us as possible. So please don't give up. Still shocked. And oh my God, guess what? I love all of you guys who helped me, and I just love everybody, because if it wasn't for you guys, I would not have had literally the biggest dream of my entire life come true. So thank you so much, and that's it. Still can't believe it.